Good morning, everyone. Okay, this is day 1 of the 7-day mental diet. So I felt called to just come outside, have my cup of coffee, sit by the pool with the early, morning fresh air, and do some journaling, which I have always wanted to start my day journaling, and I'm an overthinker and never knew just how to get started. And so this is a really great opportunity for me to journal my thoughts, get everything out onto paper, and it's very helpful not overthinking it. Hello everyone, I wanted to hop on here since it's midday and just do an update of how my morning's been so far. I've got my Vegas flashy sunglasses on because I'm here dog sitting for my future mother-in-law in 3 weeks. So it's really fun. This is why I'm here at this, or actually this is why I took the opportunity to do this 7-day mental diet, because I'm going to be here for the next few weeks house sitting and dog sitting alone. So it's an incredible opportunity to do a whole refresh of my mind and mental state and then move forward. And then I'm getting married. So it just felt really like this amazing gift that the universe gave me of timing. But anyways, got my flashy Vegas glasses on, felt appropriate. So some things I noticed upon waking up this morning was, the first thing I noticed was my mind was racing so fast. And it was all just worry about God knows what, X, Y, Z, anything it could come up with. And none of it was true. It was like just it was as if it was taking inventory of everything that it felt like was terrible about me. And that's all so subjective. Am I good enough for this? Good enough for that person? Good enough to do blah, 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 and on down the line. And it was really fascinating to just watch it. And I wasn't giving it any thought, any meaning, feeling. I wasn't expanding it. I just kind of simply observed and reminded myself what I'm doing. And starting this diet, this mental diet. So what do I want to feed my mind? What do I want to nourish myself with? And worry definitely does not feel like nourishment. It feels like eating a big bag of Doritos. Well, Doritos are better because they're at least tasty. But worry does not make me feel good at all. And that's not how I want to feel or live my life. So that was a really eye-opening experience just right upon waking up. But I was lucky enough to remind myself what I was doing, and I took a step back and just didn't have any feeling around it at all, and realized it's just my mind making up stories. And also asking myself if that's what I want to create for my future. Is this story I'm telling myself what I want to experience tomorrow, the next day, the next year? And absolutely not. So what an eye-opener so far. So the other thing I noticed is as I was able to step back from those thoughts and just observe and not put any meaning to them, they kind of moved themselves out, cycled themselves through. And then I was able to choose what I wanted to think about. And I started feeling really grateful for everything in my life, really grateful for this moment, grateful for literally everything, just to be alive. And so from there, I also noticed it was like there was a block removed from my day, and I was able to go about my day in a better flow state, because I am such an overthinker, or I have the tendency to be an overthinker. And I know I was mentioning that this morning about journaling. I've always even wanted to journal, but I've never really started because I stopped myself as soon as pen would hit paper, just overthinking, what should I write? And I realized I was doing that to myself about how I was managing my day as well, how I was moving throughout my day. And with that mental block lifted, I just got in the flow, and it's like, I felt into my body and realized my body was craving movement. So I went and did exercise. I went for a 40-minute run on the treadmill, got a lot of steps in, burned some calories, sweat. It felt really good to just move my body. And now, and I've been hydrating all morning, and that felt incredible. So I'm able to show up for my body in a way that I wasn't before already. I mean, I know we're half a morning in, but it's amazing how powerful the mind can be. So that's my little update. I'm really sorry. I want to try doing more like vlog style where, I take you with me on my day, but this is my first time doing YouTube and I am just learning, so I'm not in the habit of filming myself yet or documenting or anything like that. And even right now I realized I'm filming this up and down, but whatever, who cares? So sorry, it doesn't fit the YouTube screen. Anyways, that's my update for now. I am about to go make some food because I haven't eaten anything yet today. And then I'm so excited because I'm going to go get the last 2 books of Aquatar. So I'm excited for that, and I'm going to read by the pool. But I'll come back on later and do a deeper dive about the book and the teachings and what I'm learning. Okay, bye for now. Okay, I am back fresh out of the pool, so don't mind my crazy hair, crazy pool, whateverness. But I did want to come on and reflect at the end of the day and do a deeper dive of this passage that is really jumping out at me before I kind of wind down for the evening. So it's actually a whole page. It's the second page of the pamphlet or article, and it's really the core of why I am doing this. And I'm just going to dive right in because I think it's really important to keep in mind and really profound. So he says, "It is the food which you nourish to your mind that determines the whole character of your life. It is the thoughts you allow yourself to think, the subjects that you allow your mind to dwell upon, which make you and your surroundings what they are. Everything in your life today, the state of your body, whether healthy or sick, the state of your fortune, whether prosperous or impoverished, the state of your home, whether happy or the reverse, the present condition of every phase of your life, in fact, is entirely conditioned by the thoughts and feelings which you have entertained in the past, by the habitual tone of your past thinking. And the condition of your life tomorrow and next week and next year will be entirely conditioned by the thoughts and feelings which you choose to entertain from now onwards. In other words, you choose your life. That is to say, you choose all the conditions of your life when you choose the thoughts upon which you allow your mind to dwell. Thought is the real causative force in life, and there is no other. You cannot have one kind of mind and another kind of environment. This means that you cannot change your environment while leaving your mind unchanged, nor, and he says this is the supreme key to life and the reason for this article, nor can you change your mind without your environment changing too. This then is the real key to life. If you change your mind, your conditions must change too." So that's like underline, bold, circle. If you change your mind, your conditions must change too. It sounds simple, however, not easy, and we probably all know that. So, your body must change, your daily work or other activities must change, your home must change, the color tone of your whole life must change. For whether you be habitually happy and cheerful or low-spirited and fearful depends entirely on the quality of the mental food upon which you diet yourself. Please be very clear about this. If you change your mind, your conditions must change too. If you change your mind, your conditions must change too. I have to get it in there so I remember. It's so simple, but so hard to practice. If you change your mind, your conditions must change too. And I know there's a whole factor about how to change your mind and our nervous system and how our brains develop and XYZ, but we can get into that another day. But right now I just want to focus on that simple teaching. If you change your mind, your conditions will change too. We are transformed by the renewing of our minds. And hearts, I would say, obviously. So now you will see that your mental diet is really the most important thing in your whole life. This may be called the great cosmic law, and its truth is seen to be perfectly obvious when once it is clearly stated in this way. I think that's why I really like this article, because it's so direct and to the point. It's simple, and there is a time and place for lengthy books that can describe, what goes on in our neural pathways and things like that. And I love all of that kind of stuff too. But for right now, I just love getting to the point of the teaching of, how do we change our life? So he's just getting right to it. And he goes on to say that basically any thoughtful person who, he doesn't know any thoughtful person who denies this essential truth. However, it's just incredibly hard to practice it daily, right? Because we get in our habits and the way our brains form neural pathways. It's really hard to change, consistently. Sure, you might change in a moment, but your life doesn't change if you just have a fleeting moment, right? It's really about the consistency and about creating a new habitual pattern. And that's when you see real changes. And that's why maybe a lot of people don't experience any, phenomena in their life changing when they try this stuff, because they don't do it for a long enough period, essentially, to really let it sink in and let their mind actually change into a new habit of thinking. And I totally understand it's really freaking hard. So, okay, I think that's plenty for today. Just wanted to really focus on the bulk of this teaching, that our lives change when our minds change. And I know it personally for myself when I've experimented with other, law of attraction and tech visualizations and things like that, and playing with my belief system. I know this stuff to be true, but it's funny how quickly I forget or fall into my own ruts as well. So I always love going back to the basics and, going within and reflecting on how am I doing, and do I like where I'm at? So I think that's plenty for today. Let me know how you all feel about this, and if you think that you would want to do something like this in the future. So I would say for me, day one was a huge success. Just having those realizations in the morning was really profound, and it freed me up throughout the day to feel more joy, to be in more flow. And I treated myself to the bookstore, and I got the books I want, and had a pool day with the dogs that I'm hanging out with at this house. So it was really fun. And one thing I'd noticed too that I was speaking of yesterday, but I didn't expect to come up so quickly, but I felt like once my mind was freed a little bit, it felt like a wall lifted from me, and I was able to be more present to the emotions that were in my body. And I didn't add any kind of charge to them, no story, no extra thoughts around them. It was just sensations that were coming up in my body and ready to be processed. And it was really profound. And it didn't have to be, it wasn't very dramatic or a big long thing. It was just, feeling the sensation, let it come up, pass through, and then I went on, about my day. So it really, thoughts can make a huge impact for good or bad. And I really did feel that today. I felt like this, it was just like a wall. That's what I kept seeing and feeling, like this heavy wall just kind of, and that wall was blocking those emotions that were needing to be processed to my body. So that was incredibly profound. I would say day one, huge success. So I'm excited to spend a whole week, and I am really curious how I'm going to feel and after 7 days of this, so follow along my journey, and I will see you all tomorrow. Au revoir.